Hey, Grace House Churches. My name is Josh. Hopefully you have enjoyed dinner, and now we can have a conversation about I am the resurrection and the life. So this is the fifth of the I am statements, and this is the final miracle Jesus performs before he heads into Jerusalem with the triumphal entry, the clearing of the temple, the cursing of the fig tree, the Last Supper, all the events that happen, all happen because of this inciting incident. So Jesus has a friend named Lazarus who has two sisters, and they send word to Jesus that Lazarus is sick. Jesus waits for 2 more days. Then when he finally comes to Bethany, Lazarus has been dead for 4 days. And he has 2 conversations, one with Martha, one with Mary, and then that leads him to the tomb for the miracle. When Martha comes out, Jesus has a theological conversation with her. She says, if you would have been here, my brother would not have died. And she goes on to say, he will rise in the last day. And Jesus hits her with the claim that nobody would have seen coming. He says, your brother will rise again today because I am the resurrection and I am the life. And if you believe in me, you will never die. You will have eternal life. And he offers her the hope of not a resurrection in the future, but a resurrection right now. Then he tells Martha, go get your sister. Mary comes out and she falls at his feet, says the same words, but in a very different tone and posture. And so in Mary and Martha, you have like this logical, theological approach and this emotional, empathetic approach. And what's so glorious about Jesus is that towards Martha, he offers like the ministry of answers. He gives her answers. And towards Mary, he offers her the ministry of presence. He just sits with her and he weeps and he mourns the loss of his friend. And then ultimately, that little picture shows us that in our pain, God is getting glory. More glory than we could imagine in our pain and our waiting. And he's also increasing our faith. And so what's happening in this is almost like a plan within the plan. The plan is that he was waiting on purpose so that God would receive glory and their faith would be built along with the disciples. Then he goes to the tomb, tells them to remove the stone, and in 2 words calls Lazarus out. Lazarus walks out of the tomb after being dead for 4 days. And he tells him, remove the grave clothes. So this claim, I'm the resurrection, is not something Jesus taught about. It's something he proved. And in this claim, he's proving his identity and his mission. His identity is that he is God incarnate with power over the grave. And his mission is that he is inviting people out of death into life. And the great moral of the story was that everything that was done for Lazarus physically would be offered to us spiritually. The raising of Lazarus was foreshadowing the raising of Jesus and foreshadowing the raising of us. And so this was all designed to prove his power and his dominion over death. And it was designed so that he could then offer that to us. And so I invited us this Sunday to not ask the question, is this possible? But to ask the question, do we believe? Do we believe that even in the midst of our brokenness and our sin and our shame and our sorrow and our deadness, that Jesus calls our name, that he invites us out of the tomb to follow him? Because if we believe that, then the invitation is ours. The offer is ours. We can have right now the life that Jesus offers, and we can have the life that Jesus offers later. But we have to respond in faith. And so, church, as you talk about this, whether it's patience and waiting you talk about, or resurrection you talk about, or what it means to have Jesus call your name, talk about, my hope is that all of us, whether you've been following Jesus for a long time or you're brand new to this, that we would all receive the invitation to walk out of death into life, because that's what Jesus offers us.